and I'm here to talk about sports. I know there's been a lot of things going on in the transfer windows, a lot of surprises and a lot of things we're actually not surprised about. But I'm not gonna sit back and talk about all of those transfer windows. I'm gonna talk about the Premier League. Yeah, the Premier League is starting, and we have some very delicious fixtures. And yeah, we can't wait. I can't wait to tell you guys what I think about them. And I also have my fantasy team that I'm gonna reveal to you guys, and you can put in the comment section. Comment section. Let me see what you've got for yours. The first game of the season is gonna start with Brentford versus Arsenal. Brentford versus Arsenal is a very interesting fixtures because Brentford are just promoted to the Premier League, and Arsenal are looking to pick up their form. So I see Arsenal coming up on top of the game because they always win their first matches of the season. Arsenal always do that. So I see them winning Brentford. And I would have loved to make a prediction, but maybe in my next videos I'll start making predictions of score lines. The next match is Manchester United versus Leeds. Manchester United versus Leeds. It's going to be an interesting game because Man you have all these new signings coming in. They have Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, which they feel they have everything in place. But I think Leeds are going to give them a tough game. Even though Man U are more likely to come out on top of the game, but Leeds are going to give them a tough match because with the likes of Rafinha, Bamford, and Dallas, they are very crucial players and they always come out in big matches. Our next match is Burnley versus Brighton. Burnley versus Brighton is one of those games that is like equally balanced. It's equally balanced like this. No, like this. I mean, the game is a draw game. I see the match finishing like draw because they both have their style of play is kind of different, but they always find that balance at the end, and I see the game finishing as a draw game. And the next match is Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Yeah, Chelsea just landed Lukaku, so and they just won the Super Cup. They are looking to start the season on fire the way they've started. So I see them coming out on top of Crystal Palace. But we're not writing out Crystal Palace just like that. With the likes of Zaha, with the likes of Eze, I see Crystal Palace giving Chelsea a tough game. And then we've got Everton and Southampton. Everton and Southampton, I would have loved to say it's a balanced game, but Southampton lost Danny Ings. They lost Danny Ings to Aston Villa, which I don't really think now they will be on top form. They need time to find that balance first. So I see Everton coming on top of that game. And then our next fixture is Leicester versus Wolves. Leicester versus Wolves. Yeah, Leicester. I've been a huge fan of Leicester ever since their surprising trophy season. Because they turned out beating Man City. Man City have with the likes of Jack Grealish and all the squad that they have. But Leicester came out on top in the community shield, and I see them starting this season with fire. So their first game is a must win for them. Next match is Watford versus Aston Villa. Watford versus Aston Villa. All right, we're talking about Watford versus Aston Villa. Watford versus Aston Villa. I see Aston Villa coming out on top of the game because Watford, yeah, they just came into the Premier League and meeting Aston Villa, a team of Aston Villa, even though they lost the likes of Jack Grealish, but they've got huge replacements. They brought in Danny Ings, Gondia, they've got in a lot. I think Leon Bailey also. So I see them firing up Watford, and it's going to be a very interesting game though. Well, I see Aston Villa coming out on top. And then we've got Norwich versus Liverpool. Norwich versus Liverpool. I don't know why they keep doing this to Norwich, but the last time Norwich came into the Premier League, their first game was with Liverpool, and and it didn't turn out well for them. And I see the same thing happening this season again. I see Liverpool coming out on top of that game, and with the likes of Van Dijk coming back from injury, Joe Gomez, Liverpool have a new fresh squad, so I see them firing up Norwich. So our next fixture is Newcastle versus West Ham. Newcastle versus West Ham. I don't know how Newcastle do it, but they always find a way to stay in the Premier League. They always find a way. And against West Ham, West Ham are a team that surprised me last season by finishing in the Europa League spot. They almost made it to the Champions League spot, but with the pressure and everything that was going on there, and they had the likes of Jesse Lingard. I don't know if he's going to go back there for this season also. But Newcastle are going to give them a very tough match. But I actually see Newcastle coming out on top of this game because St. Maximin, Callum Wilson, they're all beautiful players that I see Newcastle coming out on top of West Ham. I see them beating West Ham in the opening game. And moving on to our last fixtures, which is Spurs versus Man City. It has always been an interesting fixture, Spurs versus Man City, over a couple of few years back. But this game, I see Spurs coming out on top again. Yeah, people might say otherwise, but that is my opinion. I see Spurs beating Man City in this opening fixture. Yeah, and I think that's the end of our fixtures for the first game week. And yes, I spoke about my fantasy. I've got some very interesting players that I'm hoping to help me go far in this fantasy. And right in goal post, my starting goalkeeper is Sanchez from Brighton with a price tag of 4.5 million, which is very, 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 very cheap. And with the form he was in last season, it's very attractive. To cop him is a very good choice, and with that price, who wouldn't want that? And for my defense, I've got Arnold with a price tag of 7.5 million. Yeah, he's the most expensive Premier League defender. So, but one good thing with him is he's there for set pieces, he creates chances, and he scores goals. So, for that price, is a risk that I'm willing to take, and I'll take anytime, any day. And then I've got Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has a price range of 5.5 million, and he was on fire last season. And going into the Euros also, he was on fire. So I expect him to bring that fire to this season's Premier League. And yeah, with the likes of Rafael Varane in the defense, he will have more opportunities to go forward and create more chances. Yeah, and then I've got Ryan Bertrand. Ryan Bertrand moved from Southampton to Leicester City, and yeah, he's also very good attacking wise. He creates chances a lot, and he's good defensively. And I see Leicester in their defense, I see them doing better than last season. And I've got Tierney from Arsenal. Tierney from Arsenal. He was very brilliant for Scotland in the Euros. So I see him performing very well this season. I see him bringing more returns to my fantasy. So I'm gonna keep him for a while. Going into midfield, I've got Salah. Salah is a must-have player in any fantasy. He always comes through. Ever since Salah returned to the Premier League, to Liverpool, he has always been contesting for the Golden Boots, and he creates chances. So he brings a lot of points. So yeah, he's my captain. Salah is my captain. And then I've got Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, he was on fire last season. He was the Premier League player with the most fantasy points last season because he had a lot of goals and assists. Only apart from Kane. Kane had more than him. So, and the other the other one I have is Rafinha from Leeds. I had him last season, and I'm still gonna have him this season, and I'm gonna have him, I think, for a long while. Maybe probably unless if he gets injured before I think of changing him. But for his price is 6.5, and the returns he gives, no, it's someone that you must have in your fantasy. And then I've got Saka from Arsenal. Saka from Arsenal. He was very good for them for England in the Euros, and last season for Arsenal he was my best player for Arsenal. He was my favorite, and why not keep him this season again? Because he gave me some points last season, and I'm expecting more points this season because I expect him to go more further, to create more chances and score more goals. And then for my attack, I've got Callum Wilson from Newcastle. Callum Wilson is a decent finisher. He scores goals. He's very good in that Newcastle. He fits that Newcastle team a lot. So I see him bringing more returns, and for a price range of 7.5 million is a decent price. And then I got Danny Ings for 8 million. Yes, Danny Ings has gone to Aston Villa, which is I think a more better team than Southampton. So I feel he'll get more goals. And he'll contribute more to that team than he did in Southampton. Even though it might not be this early, but I'm gonna put my hope in him and wait for him. And then in my bench, I've got Tony from Brentford, which I'm hoping to see more of him in the Premier League this season. And then I've got Gilmore, and I've got Kelly from Crystal Palace. And then the goalkeeper in bench for me is Guetta. Then this is my fantasy team, and you can show me yours, and I'm hoping to start a league soon, and I'll put it on the comment section. Then if you can join and you see if you can beat me. Thank you guys for staying with me. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Cheers.